Hello, strongbear. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Csound in the Metaverse or CsoundMeta live stream. I'm Dr. Richard Boulanger, a professor of electronic production and design at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. And I'm here with my protege, former student, colleague, collaborator, developer, friend, strongbear, to introduce you a little bit to the app that we've been working on that allows you to play sound objects, create soundscapes, and compose in immersive VR and XR environments using Csound, this incredibly powerful universal software synthesizer. Hello, strongbear. Welcome to today's episode.
We are live. Oh, I think we have a look back from, hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to.
Oh, yeah, I think we have a feedback from LinkedIn, so yeah, but it's okay. Yes, I'm so excited to have to join you today, and as we do is regularly, weekly for now, and I think it's today's we have been doing that for a month already, so time flies, and I'm so excited that we've in that past month we've been building the community and then bring people on and introduce about Csound and CsoundMeta, and on Discord we have around 60 members on Discord already, so that's pretty excited. Some members start asking a question about how to install the apps, how to use CsoundMeta to work with their own art endeavor. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah.
Me too. In fact, that's the important thing for all of you to know right away, that we're creating this app. Csound itself is open source. It's the most powerful universal software synthesizer. It's built on the Music N languages or Music 5 language of Max Matthews. It was developed by Barry Verco at the MIT Media Lab. I wrote the Csound book and the audio programming book, or edited and wrote. It's this incredibly powerful and versatile software synthesizer. It's a foundational platform, all open source, all the code is available. And so the cool thing about Csound is that the whole history of computer music is in there, and there's all kinds of compositions that have been done over the last 40 years. All of them run. It's sort of future-proof, and now we're bringing that possibility to all of you through CsoundUnity. CsoundUnity is an API developed by Rory Walsh, and even expanded by Giovanni Bediti, and well, we've been working on it too. And strongbear has really built this dream app that takes advantage of some classic instruments, classic pieces, and lets us now play with the sounds and shape them, throw them around, immerse ourselves in the desert, underwater, on planets, up in the mountains, and these beautiful Blockade Lab AI immersive skyboxes, and lets us play together. We can co-locate with players in our own studio. So in my classroom, I often pass out a bunch of Quest 3 headsets, and we all jam together, or it allows us to jam remotely. And what we always like to do at the beginning of each episode of our CsoundMeta quest, if you will, is strongbear and I like to just start by kind of playing together. I'm outside of Boston at Boulanger Labs in my studio here, and strongbear is in Lakewood, Ohio, so in the middle of the country. And so right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to put on my headset. I'm going to launch CsoundMeta. Strongbear is going to join me, and we're going to just improvise. I set up some little scenarios, I'm calling them movements, that might turn into compositions. We'll later show you how you make them. and we're going to just make a little sound, a little music for you. We'll do a little soundscaping, a little sound cinema work, and maybe talk to you while we're playing and while we're exploring, so you get some sense of how the app works or what we're doing. Then we're going to invite a number of my students and a number of you to join us remotely, and we'll improvise a little with you. And then we're going to turn this into an open rehearsal with a number of my students who are joining from Malaysia, from San Francisco, from Paris, and who will be jamming with us because we're rehearsing for the International Computer Music Conference that's taking place this year in Boston. I'm one of the keynote speakers, and I'm turning my keynote speech into a keynote concert, especially featuring my brilliant students and their amazing work. And so you'll get to meet a few of them as we start to rehearse the piece at the end of today's session. Does that all sound good, Strong Bear? Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Good plan. And yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to put on my headset, and this is a Quest 3. I love the Quest 3. It's one of my favorites. We have 2s. Our program runs on a Quest 2. It runs on a Quest 3S, which is more affordable. It runs on a Quest 3 Pro, which are, maybe you can get used ones now. They're not making them anymore. They're great. But I love the Quest 3. I like the pass-through. I like the lenses. I like how easy it is to work when you're wearing glasses at the same time. You can still read your iPhone and your iPad and your Apple Watch and program. Pass-through in color is gorgeous in a Quest 3. And in fact, I recently got a couple of Quest 3s on eBay that people were selling for less money than the Quest 3S. And so right on. So look on eBay, look around. Also, see if any of your relatives have a Quest 2 or whatever that they got a while ago and haven't been using, so you can borrow it and install our software and start jamming with each other, with your students, and with us, and even jam with us at the ICMC. Okay, my headset is on. I'm going to switch to sharing. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to turn casting on or share just what I'm casting. Let's hope, we'll check for a second if stereo is working, if that's okay with you, Strong Bear.
Yeah.
I'm going to launch zero tier, make sure I'm running a VPN so that all of you can join. We use zero tier for that. I've just launched the CsoundMeta app. I'm signing in as host so that I can run the session. I'm sharing in pass-through mode. You're seeing my desk where I write my books and my music. But there's the rest of my studio over there where I do a lot of composing as well, and practicing, some acoustic instruments hanging around here in my studio. But I've now brought up a menu that's going to allow me to sort of pick an instrument. So I'll grab an orb. It looks like Strong Bear has joined me. I see Strong Bear's hands. I'm picking sand mid-breath. Now, am I getting stereo, Strong Bear?
I don't hear sound from your side. I mean, like your headset.
Okay, let's see. I'm hearing it.
Yeah, it starts slowly, and it's mono.
Okay, so let's try to make stereo work again. I'm going to go here. I'm going to share sound, tell it stereo, turn it on, share. About now, stereo or mono?
It's stereo. Perfect.
We love Zoom, but Zoom does not always love us, at least in stereo. So now, what you're seeing is me holding an orb here, and I play it by going through it. You know what might be easier if I actually don't stay in pass-through mode, but I choose a world. Like I'll pick this. I'm on now a reef. I'm overlooking. As some of you know, I'm a scuba diver, and so I love when I see reefs like this. This is an AI world created by Blockade Labs. I said, I want a reef and I want to be in whatever, and I want it to look photorealistic, and I want clouds and sky and sort of sunsetty. And it drew this whole world for me beautifully. I'm looking down at the sand and all of that. And here's my orb that I was playing, this kind of breath sound, right? Now, you notice I have two mallets in front of me. They're different sizes for different reasons. I can resize them myself by holding the X button and using the joystick. And I can hold the A button and use this joystick to resize this one. And they're resized because when they're larger, they have a more dramatic effect on the orb. They sort of set the range of the controllers that are controlling the sound. The sound you're hearing here, this mid breath, this low drone, I'll pick another. This is called pins, footsteps. Right? Now, you're hearing the sound change, pitch, and even rate as I move through it, right? So, now I'm going to hold my joystick button in and point my laser and delete it, right? Now this guy here, I'm just giving you a sense before we start jamming, but by the way, wait a minute. I think this is Strongbear over here, kind of, there you are. And I see Strongbear's ghosts in my studio too, a little bit. As I get closer, I can see Strongbear's image. Now, I'm not bumping into him because Strongbear is in Ohio, but it does allow us to move away from each other, to have more room to improvise, things like that in this virtual space. When I hold X and Y, I bring up a random orb, like this storm. If I hold X and Y again, I bring up low breath. Right? And I can hand low breath to Strongbear, and Strongbear can play low breath now. So already you're seeing that we get to improvise together in some tropical paradise, even though we're halfway around, halfway across the country. Now, this is a solid orb because it allows you, it sits still, you can play it, you can edit it. Notice this one is all kind of broken and kind of quite beautiful, mirrored, fragmented orb. That's because this is what we call a wanderer. And the wanderers, we can connect with patch chords and trigger them with our fingers, with buttons. We can take a wanderer and, have it float around our space, as you see. These guys will kind of fly around and wander. And when they're wandering, if I want, I can point my lasers at it or just actually push buttons X and A, and they come back home. Here it comes right to me. I can catch it, stop it, and trigger it by hand, right? Okay. Now, I wanted strong. You have a little idea of how things work, so I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I'm going to, with my hamburger menu on the left hand, choose a movement. And the first movement I'm going to choose is nothing, silence black. So everybody fades out, we go to black screen. Now, I thought today what might be fun is if Strongbear and I tried improvising with kind of a drum beat in the background. So I'm going to pick this movement, drum, etc., and start this. And I'm going to move out into my room a little bit. You see where I am, right? I'm in pass-through mode. In fact, I'm going to stand up. So I'm connected with a wire. I'm in my studio. I'm going to stand up so I can play and really have fun improvising. So I'm now in the middle of my room. Why don't I pick a world? Why don't I put us in this world under the sky with these ruins, the sunset, and the stars. And we've got these orbs that we can pick. I can make them louder or softer. I can have them come right back to me, this thunder. And I can also make them louder or softer. Right? So now you're hearing this kind of imaginative sound world. It's a generative composition by Ian McCurdy, the master Csound sound designer in the world. Ian McCurdy's the best. And this is one of Ian McCurdy's haiku that just is a beautiful generative piece. And I'm jamming against this. I hope Ian wouldn't be upset with some kind of generative drum groove of mine, right? And with my little exploding generative thunder instrument, right? Now, I'm going to be quiet for a second, and I'm going to add more instruments and improvise with Strongbear. Strongbear, take it away. Maybe I'll fade everything now. And I'll select silence black. Right? And go to nothing pass and come back over to the desktop here. Hi, everyone. That was fun. Had some moments. Let's take off our headsets for a second and stop sharing and get back to just talking and explaining, or at least seeing what people think. What you think, Strong Bear? That had some moments.
Yeah, it was great.
I thought it would be fun to start with some kind of drummy thing, and maybe we'll even start another jam like that and invite some of our students and colleagues to join us as well.
At some point, my left hand it stopped working. So what I did was stop client and then join again, and then it worked fine.
Oh wow!
So that's kind of a trick for anyone if you run into like a problem when we do like a jam session with many people, and if it's happened to you, that you have an option to like go to the left hand menu, multiplayer, stop client, and then join again.
Good. Yeah, everything happens in the app essentially from that left-hand menu button, the hamburger menu, the indented button in the controller on the left hand. This indented button here. That's what brings up our menu for the app, and there are sub-menus there that let you, adjust presets, make palettes, create compositions. We'll show you a little more of that, maybe even for a minute during a next jam in a few minutes. I'm wondering if there were any questions or thoughts from anyone who's joining on Zoom, or from anyone in Discord, from anyone in the live stream that we might want to stop and address and answer right now.
Yeah, feel free to ask. There's a question from Discord. This person is asking, Maria asking about I was wondering if there's a Discord server for just Csound or any videos you recommend. So this is a Csound related question.
Right. Well, you definitely want to go to csound.com and csound.com. You'll find links to that website to all kinds of tutorials, all kinds of videos, all kinds of compositions, to the online floss manual, interactive. It's a phenomenal, current, up-to-date textbook on how to use Csound with everything. Raspberry Pis, on the web, live coding, with field FPGA versions of Csound, using Csound with the Bella, using Csound in Max, using Csound in Ableton Live. So there's everything there at the csound.com website. Also, we're very much connected with the CSound Unity API developed by Rory Walsh. Rory Walsh is quite famous for his Cabbage app. It's a front end that allows you to add widgets and sliders and controllers and export your CSound instruments with graphical interfaces as audio units, VSTs, or standalone applications. So Cabbage is incredibly empowering and very simple to learn and use. And so Cabbage lets you turn any CSound instrument into something you can share, give away, sell. And so there are many products that were actually designed with Cabbage for major corporations like Kia and Coca-Cola. And so, and there are a lot of plug-in companies that use CSound under the hood to make their plugins and make them available. CSound runs in VCV Rack. And there are a bunch of CSound instruments that are running there. The person who's done a lot of VCV Rack work, his name is Doc.B. Now, I'm known as Dr.B, and Doc.B is cool. And sometimes people mistake him for me, which makes me very happy because Doc.B's work is crazy good and his instruments are amazing. So I don't correct them. Actually, I do. But I want you to know that there's also these incredible VCV Rack capabilities with CSound as well. Many of you are VCV Rack users. So on our server, we're focusing on this new CsoundMeta app that we've developed. And the reason I just mentioned Cabbage, I'm getting my thoughts straight now, is because the way that I'm making all of these instruments and effects that you're going to see inside CsoundMeta is I first built them in Cabbage with sliders and faders as if I was making a plug-in out of them or a standalone synth. And these Cabbage instruments with sliders, faders, with a graphical front end essentially are imported directly into Unity. And so when those guys get added to Unity, all the sliders and faders can then get connected to objects in the Unity worlds that you're creating. So, and that's where strongbear comes in to kind of make that connection. So Cabbage is a really great front end for doing work even with CsoundMeta. So we're huge fans of the Cabbage front end for CSound and huge fans of the amazing Rory Walsh, who's developed Cabbage and really taken CSound to the next level of utility. CSound's always been great, and CSound has always been amazing in terms of the sound you can produce, the instruments you can design, but it hasn't always connected with the current workflow. It didn't always just work in a DAW or work in your, now it does. And so, and that's mostly because of Cabbage. So it always did, but it wasn't as intuitive and empowering as Cabbage has made it. So we love Rory, and that's where we started, I think. Wouldn't you say, Strongbear? Isn't that somewhere? Yeah. So you can find even some basics on CSound Unity at the Cabbage Audio Forum.
Yeah. And like the floss manual, the manual on the official manual will also have as well. And then the book written by Dr.B of CSound. Those are good references. Yeah.
Jim Aiken has a great book on CSound. Andrew Horner and Lydia Ayers have a great book on CSound. And of course, the amazing Victor Lazzarini, who I co-edited the audio programming book with, is a monster, phenomenal, genius, incredible teacher, has an incredible program that he runs in Maynooth, Ireland. And Victor Lazzarini's books on computer music instruments, on CSound, on spectral music design, and I think he probably has 2 or 3 others. They're also all amazing. Many of them teach you how to do this work, some parts with CSound, some parts with Python. His books are amazing. And so checking out Victor Lazzarini's work too will help you as well. So my point is, there's too much information about CSound. There's a lot. You really can find what you're looking for. Unlike you two, who can't find what they're looking for. I promise you, you will be able to find what you're looking for when you're looking for information, videos, tutorials, and inspiration about CSound. There's a ton of it. And we're hoping some of what you see us do is inspiring you to think about even new ways to play, new ways to compose. That's why we're sharing this. And the point is, we're getting this all ready to really deliver and release to the world as part of the 50th International CSound Conference. Now, I want to stop talking for a second, and I want strongbear to tell you a little bit about the programming aspects of CsoundMeta, about Unity, about CsoundUnity. Maybe strongbear, you can talk about the steps that are involved, or some of our future plans. Or it'd be nice if you told people a little bit about what this app is, and the like, how long you've been working on it, etc.
Yeah, we've been working on this for over a year already, like a year and a half. Yeah, I started working on like another version of the app. Is more for like a traditional kind of pop, like pop rock stuff, like electronic music, like with like 4/4 kind of music.
Music on a grid.
Yeah, yeah. So, but before I met Dr.B, and yeah, yeah,
he was so close to making millions and millions of dollars creating the next immersive DAW.
it's more like bringing
them all up.
More like bringing Ableton Live into the like a virtual world. More like a Ableton Push, but like VR version.
By saying that strongbear is building this commercially oriented app, which is essentially like Ableton Live, if not an Ableton Live in the DAW. It's there, it works. It's really exciting. And in some ways, when strongbear brought that to me and started working on it, I didn't want to mix it up with the open source Csound, because I didn't want him to have to give that work away. I'd like strongbear's DAW, which works, and it's amazing, and he'll tell you more about it, and you can find out more about it on our Discord server through communication with strongbear and him even sharing it with you. But the bottom line is, I saw that he calls that app effortless. And I really felt that effortless should be, a commercial venture for strongbear, whereas Csound is part of an open source initiative that's been going on now for 40 years. And I didn't want to exactly blur the lines there, or have to force strongbear in some ways. Well, if you're using Csound, you've got to give that away. And it was like, no, don't do that. So I think you're going to end up, all of you who are watching are going to end up with two incredible apps. One, CsoundMeta for free and for soundscape composition. Strongbear and I are writing a kind of book, a workshop, online tutorials with all of this, how to compose and play, and creating a whole community around it. But strongbear's app Effortless is coming to a theater near you, and it's going to be amazing because it really will let you connect with Ableton, but also feel like you have an Ableton-like world right in the headset.
Yeah. So either Effortless or CsoundMeta, we all need like a powerful kind of sound engine behind it, and like Csound is a perfect fit. It's lightweight. Yeah. Pretty easy to adapt, and because we already have CsoundUnity and Cabbage, and turning those in and turning the history of Csound, like we have like a huge library of like instruments already built and utilize that. I mean, like stand on their giant shoulders is much easier than like rewrite everything from scratch. So like Csound and CsoundUnity is really helpful.
Great. And Some have asked us, are you going to give out the source code for all of this? In time, we will. Some have asked us, will you be, can I put my own instruments in there? Well, right now, if you have music or instruments that you'd like added to CsoundMeta, please get in touch with us. Please share them with us. We'll make sure we can add them and credit you and link to your websites and things like this. So we're interested in putting your music in there. We have that category now called classics, where I have a piece by John Chowning, I have some Stockhausen, I have some of the classics by John Fitch and Sal Sophia, and some of the classics by Michael Goggins and Dave Seidel, Ian McCurdy. So there are a lot of traditional and historic pieces that are already waiting for you to listen to, play, jam over, remix. But we are also planning, Strongbear, you can talk about this, about making it that you can actually edit and include your Csound instruments in the CsoundMeta world. So making it that you'll go into like editor mode or developer mode, and you'll see the Csound CSD file, the code that you can then edit, save, and run, and make it's an orb.
Yeah.
So we are going to make it that you will be able to drop your own CSDs right into your own worlds, and also drop in your own VR worlds, your own skyboxes. So that's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So the goal is to make it like expandable, customizable to everyone. So we plan to, like as Dr.B mentioned, add the ability to edit these CSD files, directly in the headset, or like through a cloud-based, like web-based editor, where you could edit and then somehow upload it into CsoundMeta. You can play with it your own. So yeah, and we also have the plan to because we're now developing a way to connect an instrument together. So one output of an instrument to the input of another instrument. So that way you could make it modular. So CSDs, but in a modular way.
Right. Currently, I mean, and we'll make a little more music now, and we'll even invite some of students who are joining us to join in a jam. But currently, every single instrument that you see in my list, and there might be 300 or 400 total in the library now, but every one of those is a full synthesizer. It's not like they are being computed or rendered live in the headset. A few of them process samples, but most of them are synthetic, and they are being rendered live. So when you saw me bringing up 5 orbs or 6 orbs or 10 orbs, those were 10 complete giant Csound synthesizers. Under the hood might have been LFOs and oscillators and filters and gates and envelopes and comparators and compressors, all kinds of modules or opcodes, as we call them in Csound, were running to create that synthesizer architecture, of which I could save hundreds of presets, like you can with any synthesizer. If you have an, a ARP 2600 or an Arturia Micro Freak, for instance, maybe you have one of those, they're great, by the way, then you can easily make hundreds of sounds that you can store. So each of our instruments is a whole synthesizer that has a wide range of sonic capabilities. I've saved some presets, but we're even going to show you today how you might save others and how they could be expanded. We'll maybe show you that after we jam and make a little more music. Maybe with Zio will join us, and a few other of my students who are in on the current Zoom will maybe join us, and we'll try another jam with them first. But then after that, I think that Strongbear and I might show you how to edit or save an instrument, how to assign controllers and scale them. And then I would love to take a break, answer some more questions, and then rehearse the piece a little bit that we're rewriting and working for the finale of my keynote lecture concert on June 11th at the International Computer Music Conference, the 50th anniversary of the ICMC. So you can see what we're doing. Someone has just asked, Enrique. Hi, Enrique. How are you? Are gestures free to be mapped to various components in the patch? Yes, they are absolutely freely mappable. Now, I've made available maybe 20 controls or 10 controls. Can I add more? Yes. And again, that's an easy thing. So hi, Enrique, if you liked an instrument like one of our things like teal, and it's more of a melodic instrument with this drones and rumble kind of quality, and you said, boy, I'd really like to control the rate of that, or I'd like to control this. Well, that's easy for me to add a slider and add it to then be mappable and assignable as a gesture. So even then, that's what we're asking for on our Discord server. We want to make it so that you can customize, really customize. But even now, there's a lot of customization that you can do. But if you said, Dr. B, this would be amazing if I could get the frequency lower, or if I could get the LFO faster, well, then that's a 5-minute change that I make, a 10-minute change that Strongbear makes, and now Blue 3 has got those features, so very easy to do. But even now, there's a lot that's doable. It's nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you. I was in Boston just a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to stop by and say hi, but things got a little crazy.
Well, yeah, it's always crazy for me now, and maybe the time wouldn't have overlapped either, but I'm great to see you here, and I hope you'll tune in and get your CsoundMeta running on there. You can jam with me anyway, right?
I'm totally into that.
Good. So we'll make that happen.
Hello, Enrique. Where are you zooming from?
I'm in New York right now, New York City, just a little bit north of there. I'm a Berkeley alumni from, I think I graduated 2005. Of course, worked a lot with Dr. B back in the day, and
I'm still there. I'm still
there?
teaching and still working with great, amazing people like you. And so, I don't want to leave.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, I feel like, I've been always trying to follow up on what you're doing and on social media and everything. And it's, at the moment, my studio is under construction. We're doing some repair in between studios, basically, but just looking forward to, getting some creative ideas out. And I just got a Raspberry Pi to mess around with too. So
cool. Yeah. Well, Csound runs on the Raspberry Pi, and so does Audacity and a lot of things, So it's pretty cool. I'm using the Raspberry Pi myself. I have a little Raspberry Pi set up, over here on a rolling thing, and every week I collaborate with John Fitch, whose music we were just jamming with for a minute there. And John is a pioneer developer of Csound. If any of you read the Csound manual, you're going to read all of these opcodes. There are like 2,000 modules in Csound now, so it's a big thing. And maybe more than 1,000 were coded by John Fitch. So he's like such a big part of Csound. And right now he's working with me on a Raspberry Pi, and we're writing generative algorithms for that and jamming on it every week. We meet and Zoom on Thursdays to kind of continue development work. So you bet, the Pis are great. And so is the Bella. So you need to check out the Bella now too, Enrique. The thing with the Bella is it's a little more money than a Pi, but it's super low latency, and the Bella has a shield that runs on it. Here's my little Bella here. 8 channels. 8 channels. So I'm doing 8 channels surround things on this little guy, that it's amazing. So I love the Bella, and you might want to check. And the Bella runs not only Csound, but the Bella runs PD. The Bella runs Super Collider, and I guess probably PD and Super Collider run on your Pi too. But so it's just another alternative. The deal with the Bella, super low latency. So if you really try to make a keyboard synthesizer or something and you're noticing the Pi kind of plays a little after you, then the Bella's the way to go.
And how do you guys notice I guess the capabilities of the Quest? Like, have you guys pushed the limits as to, I guess, how many, like, multiple oscillators you can have running at one time, or like, can it handle a good amount of processing?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Strongbear, do you have any comment you'd like to make about that?
Yeah. Or so far, our like jamming session, it's running pretty well. Like if there's any trouble with it, typically like it's on the CSD, and then fixing the CSD will fix it. And like I think last week we ran into a problem where it crashed because like we have like the effect chains, but we connect it in a way that is looping. Then it's crashed it, and then we fixed it by preventing people making the loop. And then other than that,
so take the output of a flanger back to the input of a flanger. That was choking CSound. No, it wasn't just crashing. It was blowing out your eardrums. It was like, it was mad. But Enrique, we're running real-time spectral audio things that I could not run on a Raspberry Pi. We're doing
self-contained on the device.
All in the headset, all rendering live. And we can show you some of that. You know what we might do, and even Zio can make sure anyone else who is in my current team can try joining us. But it might be fun, since Enrique asked this question, for Strongbear and I to just bring up an instrument and show you how we edit it. And then also maybe even an effect, since we were just talking about it, and show you some of the live processing. Now, there are latency issues with live audio processing. We're doing a lot of that now in the headset. I have a premiere in November in Poland. You remember I used to go to Poland, right? I'm going back. I'm bringing my son's string quartet, and I'm writing a piece for string quartet in VR through CsoundMeta. So we're now processing live audio with USB wireless microphones. So I have a receiver and multiple mics that are all kind of feeding audio into our worlds in real time. We're really just starting to explore that, but there's all kinds of possibilities. So it even does live processing like that. So we'll show you a little of that right now. Shall we do that, Strongbear, and just edit the sound and then show a little of the live processing?
Yep. And Enrique, are you on our Discord channel?
Yeah, sure am. I just
cool. Yeah,
I just joined yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So there's tutorials and like installation guide up there.
Awesome.
I hope to see you like jamming with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
So right now I'm sharing my screen again, and maybe you can see that. And I'm going to, I guess I'm going to quit and start CsoundMeta again. So here's my taskbar. Here's our CsoundMeta app. And I'll back up a little. And I'm launching it. And I'm going to become the host. And in this case, Zio, I'll ask you to join and Strongbear to join. I'll put up, someone has joined. Let's see, I'll back myself up into the room a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm next to you.
Okay, good. Now, what we're wanting to do, you know what would be nice? I'll bring up a world like City Paris Market, and Strongbear, why don't you do the demo of editing an instrument and assigning controllers and all that for a second to show Enrique how much control is in, and it depends again on how many sliders I built into the instrument.
Sure.
But
So let me share my screen, and also sharing my audio as well. So let's pick up a like
Oh,
random.
that's not a good one. That one's not so good. And it looks like Zio might be here. Hello, Zio.
Oh, over there. Yeah.
Okay, hang out. Yep. So here's black. These random noise sweeps. Good.
Louder.
Oh, I'll try to make you even louder than that. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So let me see what we can do with this one. So if you hold X, then it's gonna show up some settings in here. Some more settings where you could select sound and select the like sound and then change the sound settings. In the sound settings, we have a bunch of parameters in here, and basically, if you work with Cabbage.
So one second. Forgive me for interrupting, Strongbear. Enrique, are there enough parameters here to assign gestures to?
It's a start.
Yeah, we got 20 or so. So again, and the thing to clarify is, you see these little mini orbs that are appearing above the object? So when when you pushed the X button down, sort of those menu of orbs appeared, and that was what allowed Strongbear to select a sound or choose from a palette or do sound settings. Take it away, Strongbear. Get rid of...
No, for some reason, I don't see all the options. It's what it's showing is like option A, option B. What do you see here, Dr.B?
I see it. Perfect. Oh, they're not showing up? Yeah. Oh, so you want to try a different instrument?
Yeah. It looks like it's... All right, this one is working well.
Good. Okay. So here's something with F-Looper. An F-Looper is a sample player processor that we designed for the $100 laptop project. Okay, and it does these seamless loops that don't click when it's reading in samples. And take it away, Strongbear.
Like here are all the parameters you can change to this instrument. Like you could change the pitch, the sample, the loop start, loop end, so on and so forth. Panning, chorus, echo, flanger, string, resonate.
So this instrument had a lot of effects built into it. I had built it for that purpose. So instead of using our standalone effects instrument, this guy has built-in flangers, reverbs, etc. And see this FB? So that allows you to tell the loop whether it plays forward, backwards, or forward or backwards.
Yep.
Start and end, pitch, etc. And the sample selection is pretty cool too. So you have a menu that lets you choose other sources.
So I'm playing, and you could hear it. Let's say if I change the sample. And the cool thing about this is like Dr.B and I are collaborating on the same instrument. Oh, we'll get rid of the... Alright. So as you can see, like we were doing like changing the parameters at the same time. Like while I was changing the sample, Dr.B was changing the like loop start.
Okay, so time out. We were working on that together. We shouldn't have been, but we could have. And that's the nice thing too. You really can play together.
Well, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Wen.
I can't join.
Oh, the IP address is in the chat. It's 172.22.2.22.
It's in the chat.
Like a Zoom chat.
No.
I don't see it.
Oh, maybe because you joined later, so you didn't see. You can't see that.
How do I put in the IP address?
Okay.
So you join as a client, and then you can enter the IP address in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I click client, I see, oh, I have to change the numbers.
There you go. IP address. All good.
Oh, okay. BT, well, all twos. Cool.
172, yeah. 22.2.22. And your zero tier needs to be on. And then quit or then rejoin, and you should be able to join us. And Zio, stop causing trouble. For all of you watching, what Zio just did was turn the controllers into what we call watcher mode. So if you push in both joysticks at the same time, your sticks disappear and they reappear. Zio, you can put your sticks back. There you go. But when are you in?
I'm connecting to 172.22.2.22.
Yeah. And there was zero tier on.
Tier turned on.
How do I check that?
Zero tier is an app that you need to launch before you launch CsoundMeta.
Makes sense.
And you might need to find it by looking in the grid down here, right? At the bottom, at the library. And you might need to go to unknown sources, the folder with the question mark, and turn zero tier on.
Zero. What is it called?
Zero tier 1.
It's in the apps of the
Unknown sources, so library, unknown sources, zero tier.
True. Okay, I get it. I got it.
When
Network
it's
name,
on, make sure
strongbear.
it's turned on, then turn on CsoundMeta, then launch it. You might need to retype the IP address.
Crazy.
Looks like you might be here now.
And I got
Yeah, I think in green.
Uh-oh,
And then here.
you just disappeared maybe. There someone is.
Well, it keeps kicking me out.
How about this time? There.
Wiggle your hands.
I go in and then I get kicked out.
Oh, okay. So
I'll do that.
yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to multiplayer. I'm going to stop being the host, and then I'm going to start being the host again. Everyone can join again, and it shouldn't kick you out.
I'm in.
Wiggle your hands. When it's not wiggling hands. There you go.
Wiggling.
It's freezing a little, I see.
Oh.
I'm wiggling.
Oh, there you are. Now you're good. Zio, wiggle. Uh-oh, Zio went to watcher mode or got bumped out.
Yeah. The WAN is in brown.
Wen is here. Okay, Wen, we don't need you to continue exercising. We're good. Uh-oh, what have you done? Did you get bumped? There you go. Okay. Now, let's move away from each other a little bit so we're spaced out in the room a little. I'm moving way over here. There we go. So, you know what, Enrique, if you're going to be able to stick around, we could do the demo later, but it seems like it might be fun for us to try improvising a little bit. What do you think? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a movement. I'm going to bring up Gen Jam 3 plus 2 blue plus viol. And so I'm starting this movement. I'm in pass-through mode now, but I'm going to go into a world. I'm going to bring up the volume. Now, all of you might see there are objects floating around, or you need to find them.
In your back.
They're all over here behind me. Let me bring them to you. Here's Blue Factory. Leave this guy alone. There you go. Now this is a generative kind of jamming instrument. Now an instrument will not play if you just wiggle it around when, as you know, you have to strike it with the mallet head. There you go. And remember, objects do pan. Good. Zio, are you playing too?
Yes,
Now,
I am playing.
bring the object under your mallet head and you have to strike it with the head. Boom, boom. And you can make it louder, all of you, by pointing at it with the left hand, grabbing it with the left grip on the inside, and then gripping and stretching it with the right hand and striking like that. I'm going to bring up another object for you. Here's Violet Ramp Up. Here you go. When? That's for you. Nice. Now, do you see how to grab an object and make it jump right back into your hands? You point your laser at it, and with the grip, boom, it comes right back into my hands and I can hit it. So even if it's far away, I can bring things close to me and strike them and sweep through them. Right? There you go. And also you can have objects kind of gradually come to you by, someone sounds like brought up a processing object. This compressor. Get rid of that. Here's a generative sine cloud instrument. I'll get rid of some. I'll bring up some new ones for you. Drum track. Kick snares. I hear a kick drum, some snares, or a little bit of a gurgle. Now something's flying around fast. So what I'm doing now is bringing all the objects to me so that I can stop them from flying. And when you see that, you can grab one and bring it back to you so you can play it, right? You could also play a little bit of a game to try to catch the objects, but that's hard. I find bringing them to me is the best way. There you go. Nice. Here's red. Nice. Is that you, Zio, playing Tote, or is that Strongbear?
Hey, Strongbear.
Nice. Now you know how to make your objects softer and louder, I hope. So you should all try that a little bit as a practice. Excellent. This is nice. Some thuds and clicks. I'm going to bring up a different world. I'm going to tell the world to change every, how many seconds? Every maybe 33 seconds. Okay. Back. So now the worlds are going to change every 33 seconds. Although this one's pretty nice. Look at that galaxy of stars above us. Beautiful. I wonder how thunder will sound. Rumbling more than thundering. Hear the rumble, everyone? Ooh, that's nice. Nice. Little scratchy glitches. Here's one of Strongbear's instruments that makes a melody. And remember, you can hold something in the piano. There, making those beautiful chords. I'm going to add the melodic line below it. You're still here. You see these chords that Strongbear is playing. Strongbear has connected patch chords to them. And so physical gestures are now determining the volume of the chord as Strongbear raises his hand. See this? That's this gesture here. And he can turn the chord on by pressing the button A. And in fact, guess what? I can connect to it too. Right? Other players can connect to the same object and play them as well. So now I can crescendo as well as Strongbear. Same object. Which shot is Strongbear? What's happening, Wen?
I'm going to sleep. It's really late.
Okay, good night, Wen. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I'll come back next week.
Good night.
Join. Now, all of you know that you can bring up your own objects by holding X and Y. So if you push X and Y, it'll bring up an object, but it's silent. That's silver. So Zio, if you then point at it with the laser and use your other laser to stretch it, you'll then be able to hear it. Bring up another object. I'll throw that one away. There you go. Now make it louder. Good. And now, there you go. Nice. I'm just letting Zio play this little green object for a second. Now, what I'm going to encourage each of you to do, but I'll do it first, I'm going to bring up an audio effect, live recorded effects. And I'm going to just hum or sing or... Hello. Now, each of you could talk because the shimmer reverb is up, and you'll hear the reverb on your own voices. Now, this is a nice instrument, teal, kind of melodic instrument. I'd like to clone it. So I'm going to select clone so that I have one to play and strongbear has one to play. Oh, nice. So what strongbear is doing now is taking the melody instrument into a pitch shifting reverberator. And so I'm not talking in the live effect anymore because the instrument has taken it over. It's like putting it on another track. But his melody is different than mine, which has no effect. You play strongbear. Oh, it seems that Zio, uh-oh. Zio played his high dropping sound into the pitch effect. Mine is just triggering, and strongbear now has his teal into a flanger effect. It can be pretty crazy, that flanger. Now, you know what's interesting, Zio? You might not know this yet, but if you point at your object that you're playing and you pick A, B, it swaps it out for another one.
Yeah, I saw the manual.
So here's the drum beat going into that pitch reverb. Let's leave that one alone, just so we have a drum beat. Zio, start a new one. Nice. Hey, I like that. This is what's happening with the drums. Love it. Leave it alone. Just let it do its thing. Don't touch that. Nice. Yeah, fire's a little boring. It's a little soft. It's a good sound, but we need to add some controls to it. Here's red. Kick and snares is pretty good, but I don't hear it too much. Here we go. Uh-oh. Enrique, I think we did that just for you. I think we crashed us. What would you recommend, strongbear, at this point? Do you think if I reshare, or do you think I have to?
No, just clear all instruments.
I think we dropped audio in the Zoom stream too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it disappeared. Let me check. Yeah, I think, oh, there we go. Resume. I'm just seeing if, there you go. Sound's back. Let's add an effect to that. Nice. That's a good choice. Nice.
Should the audio be going to Zoom? I don't think I hear the music.
Did the audio stop in Zoom?
I think it's better to watch the live stream.
Oh, okay, like watch it on YouTube?
Yeah.
You're on Zoom.
I'll make it a little softer so I can hear. This is pretty nice what this is building up now. Now, I guess the other thing to show you all that's rather interesting is we have the capability now of just stacking one instrument on top of another, and when you strike through the two of them or more of them, it will actually trigger them all like as a sound layer. So it's kind of fun to hit everybody at the same time, or pull them out and separate them out and create layers of sound. Right? Fly that out around. Let's put this guy into a reverb. So we'll take the output of sync and patch it to the input of this reverb. Right? Nice. Let's just chill for a minute. Nice. I'll make everybody a little louder. I like this building. Something happened to the building.
Dr.B, double check if you are sharing your audio on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to go to pass through and come back to the station. Here I come.
I think people has been hearing the audio from mine, so like they was able to hear it on the live stream, but not on Zoom.
Share sound. Share sound again. Share. What now?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Back to the worlds. Fun. Well, we could stop for a second. Let's delete all the objects, which the host can do. And let's just do that little bit of a demo right now, Strongbear, if you can. Are you sharing your audio?
Yes.
Good. Do you want to just show how to assign some gestures? I'll go into watcher mode, and you could show everyone how to assign. This is a good one, maybe tenor theme. Nice.
Yeah. Loud and clear. let's see what we can do from here. So we have a list of assignable controls and parameters. So let's say we play something, we can adjust the level, for example. Maybe master volume. This one has a kind of slow attack, right? Yeah, it's pretty slow. Like I want to make it faster so that more response to my playing. What parameters here should I change, Dr.B? That
Well, I'm not sure I give you ADSR, but I do give you retrigger mode on this one.
yeah, maybe retrigger.
So
Maybe rate.
yeah, you've
Right.
got the rate for retriggering, and you should be able to use a button there to trigger and stop the thing in a kind of repeat mode. And you could make the duration shorter. I'm going to pull my sticks back to help with this.
Yeah. It's pretty slow, like a response.
Okay, so
maybe
what I'm saying is we've got a fast retrigger rate. We've got
up here.
Let's make sure the sound is playing. I'm not hearing it anymore.
Right. So yeah, maybe pick another sound that is more responsive. I think F looper is the one, maybe. F looper, let's say RAM. How about that?
Close this. I don't think I can close it because you opened
There we go. We have this one is keep playing. We could change the any parameters in here. So for example, the sample. So let's do ping pong. Then we could change the pitch. Higher pitch. Yeah. Another sample. Then change the loop. That loop panning horrors. I'm gonna increase the volume by changing the master so you could hear it.
Assign all of them more shape. It'd be nice if you assign them to sticks.
Oh. Sorry, I want to make this one to stop like flying around.
To like the left stick up and down or something.
Yeah. So on the left side, those are the parameters that we could change, and on the right side are mappable controls. So let's say, for example, if we want to change the pitch of it, we could do all of these mapping. So with the left hand, right hand, like moving it up and down. Left and wide, moving forward, backward, or rotate your wrist, like rotate it up and the wrist up and down, like twisting the wrist. So you have all of these mappable controls. So let's say I move it to move up and down left hands because it's easy to do and it's pretty obvious when that. So let's say I play it A to trigger. Let's start playing. I can make it change the pitch. As you can see, when I raise my hand up, it raise the pitch, lower. Okay. Yeah, and I could map, like for example, this drop box to change the sampler. Let's say I do X to like select the next sample, and Y to select the previous sample. So is nails now. I press X, change to noise. A different sample. Yeah. So what I'm doing is just simply press X to change it. Song. Y to go back. X to go forward. Yeah, I think because I pressed X twice and X is double X is already mapped to muted the object, so got a conflict of controls. So, all right. And for all of these it is saying like morphing to the orb shape, which means like if we change the shape of the orb right here, all of these parameters should change. I don't know if we can do that now because earlier we got a bug with this one where it's not working, but we could try. It looks like it's not working because of all of these not moving. So we'll fix that in the next update. I think the loop and is working. Yeah, some of them is working. The panning is working. So basically, it's response to the shape of the object. So you don't have to map any of these into like your hand movement or anything. It's just like when you change the shape of the object, all of these are. And it's kind of unpredictable and makes you.
But it's controllable, and you can save the preset. See, what you're seeing here that Strongbear has added beautifully is that not only do you set the range of the object, right, but you can also sort of scale the range so that it won't go out of, so it'll only pitch shift within an octave, or it'll only choose these samples, or it'll only modulate the chorus by a certain rate. And so you can kind of control the ranges of the settings as well. And that's also a really nice, musical customization that we've built in here. So that's really important too.
Yeah. So like, for example, in order to set the range, let's say the pitch, we don't want it to move like too much.
That's too high. Yeah.
We could climb it into a range. Let's say the red one is the minimum and the yellow one is the maximum. You can see when I raise my hand up and down, the green one, which is the current value of the pitch, moving between the min and max here.
Right, perfect. Yeah. And again, if Strongbear wanted to keep this sound looping forever, it is a looping oscillator. He could push button A, and that would do that. And if he pushes button B, it'll stop it on his right controller. So A and B are really the kind of triggers. I think he has to save it first, or save as.
Yeah. So
is button B working to stop it?
So yeah, B stop.
So I always set them up that A triggers and B stops. And so that also allows a kind of musicality. We're shaping the timing of the events and things like that. Okay.
In the mapping, A is mapped to.
And even duration could be mapped to like X and Y on a, so you can kind of scrub, and maybe you'd really like the pitch on that kind of axis, or, and volume on another. So we're starting to standardize a general set of mappings for our controllers to rotation works, twist. Notice there was a twist move there. You see Strongbear's hands twisting. There's a lot of gestures that can be assigned, plus a lot of buttons that can be assigned. Now pick a different sample, Strongbear. One that's less, one that has, yeah. So now it's Leap Brahms, but now change the duration. So you could have it freeze on one chord and change the pitch. So scale the duration or twist it. All right, so things can get pretty composable, controllable, scalable. That's kind of the fun of it. Now, what I'd like to show you is the following. Let's stop this for a second, or save it. This is pretty good. Save as. Give it a name, Strongbear.
Yeah, you did it. And you want me to do it? All right.
save as, and let's
Yes.
call it whatever, Brahms loop copy, and let's save it. Submit, and there we go. So now we have the copy that strongbear just created in our list of presets, okay? But what I wanted to show you is that, we have this composition layer here, and so what that allows, my right controller has either run out or is dead. There we go. I can't do it, but could you choose composition, strongbear, or maybe I need to just redo host.
Yeah.
Okay, so my point is, if strongbear brings up a composition like here and show the timeline, so the point is, would you show timeline? Yeah, we can take these presets, create them into groups or movements, and place them in time, so that we could have what strongbear just created, Brahms copy that does strange pitch shifts, but we could have Brahms pitch shift 1, pitch shift 2, pitch shift 3, and those could be laid into the timeline to sort of gradually introduce over time more extreme and exotic pitch shifting when we play. I'm going to quit, and we'll take a few questions, and then we'll restart, and we might be able to even do a quick rehearsal of the composition itself, okay? So I'm coming back into the zone here from my studio. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and remove my headset. All of us are kind of moving out of our studios back to our desks, and we're going to see if there are any other questions or other things. Wen was actually jamming with us from Malaysia, and so it's 1 a.m. there. And so she did say good night to us at a certain point, which is good. And Wen will be here in Boston as part of the live group performing with me. And at the ICMC, let me tell you a little about this. On the 11th, from like 4 to 6 or 5 to 6, whatever, 4 to 5 is my keynote on June 11th. Keynote talk, but concert. On June 12th, starting at 9 a.m. in the loft at Berkeley, is like a workshop where we have a bunch of quests. I have a bunch of students who are helping. Strongbear will be there in person to answer technical questions and put out fires. But we're going to do a whole workshop that morning from like 9 to 12:30, where everyone will get to put on headsets. And let me tell you this, if you've been watching right now and seen, oh, that's nice, and look at the clouds, and look at the stars, or look at the castles, or look at these broken buildings, well, when you're inside the headset, you're there. It's very different. It's so much more exciting and inspiring. So we'll have headsets for everyone to put on and try to learn how to play, to jam with us during our workshop from 9 to 12:30 on the 12th of June. And also, people will be able to join us remotely. So any of you who've joined Discord, any of you who've installed CsoundMeta between now and then, will also be able to join, just like Wen just did from Malaysia. You'll be able to join us from anywhere in the world during the workshop and jam with us and jam with your colleagues who are live at ICMC or with colleagues from anywhere in the world. Better than that, although that's going to be pretty good, pretty cool, that night in a nightclub near Berkeley called King's, it's a bowling alley, billiard parlor, food, sports bar with screens everywhere. Well, we're having a live jam session in that nightclub for ICMC members and for other people who come to us remotely. And so I can't wait. I started when I was very young, 11 years old, 12 years old, playing in bands, playing weddings every weekend, and playing in nightclubs around Boston 6 nights a week, mainly top 40. We were sort of a lot of Bee Gees, a lot of that. So it was fun. And I loved it, but the idea of Berkeley, even the jazz school that it is, with musicians getting together and jamming in a club or a bar, well, guess what? Berkeley jamming in a club, in a bar room, but now with Csound in the metaverse? Come on. That's like unthinkable. I mean, I dreamed it, I hoped it back in 1979. Strongbear has made it possible. And we're wanting all of you to join us, get a copy of CsoundMeta, install it, and jam with us in the club that night. Jam with us at the workshop. So June 12th is a very important day for Csound in the metaverse and in the world, in the universe, in the world. So that's kind of what's happening, and that's what we're rehearsing now and preparing for with my students, alumni. Zio, who joined us today from New York City, outside of New York. Zio just graduated from Berkeley last Saturday and a week ago, and I met Zio's mom and dad and relatives and friends. And Zio's 491, his thesis was done with me, a fantastic album of songs in all these different styles, fantastic stuff. Life Part 1. And Zio's going to be releasing that album soon. You're going to want to check it out. The music is phenomenal, of just such beautiful, soulful, cool, groovy, chill. There's every style you can imagine, perfectly composed and produced and mastered. So, it's going to be amazing. It looks like someone is sharing with us that they tried to download on Discord and got a 403 permission error. So we might help you with that right now. So let's take a minute. Let me catch my breath, and you can catch your ears. Give your ears a break from Dr.B, the talking machine. And what I will say to you is we're inviting all of you to join us. And last word, Zio's music's great. You need to check him out. And so let's see if we can help you get CsoundMeta. Now, there are setup instructions on Discord on how to set it up. It does take a little bit. You've got to do all kinds of things to get CsoundMeta installed on your Quest. But tell us what you're trying to do. Strongbear will help.
I was just trying to download it on my phone so I could put it on the Quest.
Like how did you download it? Like,
You sent an announcement and it said to go or Android, and when I tapped on iPhone, let me download.
your voice has been like on and off.
Okay, is it?
So what I want to tell you is you
Here
need...
it is. Is it going?
Yeah, we've got you now. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I'm on the Discord chat, so I thought I'd be able to.
Yeah, right. So you has been following the instruction, the setup instruction from the Google Docs. Is that what you're doing?
Google Doc instructions, and I just said the first thing to do is go to the download onto your iPhone, right?
Oh, so the Meta Horizon app. The first step is to install the Meta Horizon app.
Yeah, allow me to download it for some reason.
So let me share my screen here to make sure we are on the same page. Right, share screen. So you were on this document, and it say
Yes.
the first step is to install the Meta Horizon app on your phone.
Correct.
And you follow this link, and it say 403 for you. Yeah. Could you try again?
Should we just go straight to the App Store and just search for Meta Horizon?
Yeah, probably that's a better way.
It's another horizon.
What did it say?
Meta Horizon, is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah, Meta Horizon.
Step into endless experiences, is that?
I can barely hear you.
No matter what, you're downloading the Meta Horizon app from the App Store onto your phone. That's step one. Okay.
Oh, installing. That's good. Yeah.
Now, this process takes a little bit of time, Mr. Dow. So not only do you install this, but then you need to set up an organization, you need to get an invite from us. So, but you're on the way now by getting the Horizon app downloaded on your phone. So this isn't as easy as, because you see, just so you know, and everyone knows, we haven't released the app. So it's not like I go to the App Store and just get it. It's part of a like beta developer situation. So you need to do a number of things before it gets set up. It is a little more tricky than it will ultimately be, but now you're on to step one. We could try a few more steps with you, but I just want you to know it takes a bit of time. And most importantly, I want you to know that we'll be happy to help you if our session runs out today. Okay? So it's not just click, it installs, it goes on your Quest and you're done. Once you're set up correctly, it always goes on your Quest and it's no problem. Even any updates we make will automatically update. But getting it set up can be a little tricky, as we've just discovered, right? Okay. So I just want you to know, in case we run out of time, we don't plan on abandoning you. And we will be able to help you, even through our Discord channel, get it to work, okay? Let's try the next step. Strongbear, you want to take us through and continue going through it?
For installation, right? So the next step is to enable the developer mode. I put the documentation here. This is the official documentation from Meta. In order to enable the developer mode, you need an organization, verify your Meta account, and then enable it from the Meta Horizon app. Yeah, once you have that enabled, you can access this.
Don't go back. Let's stop. So this is a little bit involved, Mr. Dow. But I want to tell you that creating an organization, create the organization, Mr. Dow. You know what I mean? It's not like I need to now have a company, I need to put in my credit card, but it likes you to say you're something to allow developing, right? So you can create your own organization following these steps in this document, and then, make yourself the administrator or whatever. And once you've done that in the phone, you'll be able to turn on developer mode. So I have an organization and I have 12 quests kind of assigned to it. They're all members of my team, and then they could all turn developer mode on their phones.
So I already have another account as my recording studio. So I don't know if I could use that or create a different account.
You got muted again to us, but you said you have another.
How about now? Can you
Very clearly.
have a meta, or something different?
If you already have an organization, you might be able to turn developer mode on your phone already.
Okay.
So you might try to do that. Now, on the phone, I will tell you, because you have an iPhone or an Android phone?
You're muted.
Do you have an iPhone or an Android phone?
Every time I leave here, it's unmuting me automatically.
Oh,
So the question was,
Yes.
is it an iPhone or an Android
I
phone?
have an iPhone.
Perfect. Okay. So then
And
if we launch the Meta Horizon app, you might need to sign in, make sure you have the account. You might need to then add the Quest device that you're trying to put this on. So there are some steps to setting up your Meta Horizon app that you might need to do. Launch Meta Horizon and see what
I
it
don't have
says.
the Quest yet, so maybe I should just wait when I get it and then go.
Yep. That's what I would do. And we'll help you.
And
But
I don't want to waste the time you could be jamming. So
we won't jam now because we're getting close to the end. But what we'll do is we want to just welcome you. And I want to tell you that it is a little trickier than it needs to be. And,
okay,
but, we've now done it so many times that we can really help you through, and we know where we get stuck or where people get stuck. And so, yes, as soon as you have the Quest, you're gonna essentially, with your phone, you're gonna create a thing and an avatar and make sure your Quest Horizon is set up. You can add a credit card or not if you want to start buying more of their apps, but you don't have to, which is nice. And then you're gonna basically say, okay, I have an organization, or you'll create one. It's a little tricky. Turn developer mode on the phone. Once it's on, you don't do anything, but it's on. Then we invite you and you say, accept the invitation for CsoundMeta in your email. And then it automatically installs onto your phone. It automatically installs onto your Quest, and you're good to go. And then we show you how to add zero tier to the package so that you can jam with us remotely. So zero tier, there's a link in there to download that. You get the MetaQuest Developer Hub. You make sure your headset plugs in. You drop zero tier on there. And so, like I said, it's a few minute operation getting set up. But like anything, once it's set up, guess what? It just runs forever. And
cool. Well, I'm really intrigued by it. And
thank you.
I believe we met in 1979 with Barry Vercoe's Sound Conference.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
wow.
Fantastic. Well, I'm so glad. Yes, 1979 was the magic year.
At MIT.
Yeah, at MIT. In 1979, it was called the Experimental Music Studio. There was no Media Lab yet.
Okay.
And there was no CSound yet. In 79, it was called Music 11.
Absolutely. I took the crosstown bus thing that we had to make.
Nice. Nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing you at the conference. I'll be there.
Fantastic. Well, we get you set.
Like to be on.
We'll get you set up ahead of this, and you can be jamming in the whole bit. So that'll be a blast.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Good to see you again. Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Still going.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Thank you, and thanks for your patience. And we're gonna get it. So good. Well, we've only got about 7 minutes left or 6 minutes left of this meeting. I'd like to summarize a little of what we've done. I'd like to thank Zio for joining us. I'd like to thank Mr. Dow for sort of starting all of you on the process, and Strongbear for showing you. We have a kind of set of instructions, and we might even add a few words to that now, thanks to Mr. Dow, where we turn around and say, just download from the App Store or try these links. But no matter what, we really want all of you to be able to get a copy of CsoundMeta, to start playing alone, to start playing with us, to start giving us suggestions about what we should add. Thank Zio and Wen for joining today and jamming a little bit with us. I want to remind you, you can go back on Discord and watch previous live streams where we've played a little of the piece, where we teach some of the other features of the program. And we'll probably be doing this again next Friday. And I have a feeling if we're lucky, Mr. Dow will be jamming with us next Friday. So will Sal Sophia, our colleague. We've been setting Sal up. Sal is a pioneer as well of computer music. Some of Sal's pieces, classics, were part of my CSound book and are now running in CsoundMeta. I'm counting on Zio to start making a composition now in CsoundMeta and starting to put up some movements, some palettes, and some compositions as well, so that we can start jamming with some of your ideas and some of your favorite sounds. So that's coming. I'm going to stop talking now for a couple minutes and let Strongbear wrap up with either any questions or any thoughts or any advice that Strongbear would like to share with you at the end of this session.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing once we do this and like to have us connect with people like Mr. Dow, like you know each other since 1979. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, I can't wait to jam with you, Mr. Dow, and I hope you could get that up and running soon. So we're here to support you on Discord, and we could even Zoom with you to help you set it up. So, yeah.
And I guess I want to remind everyone that on our Discord channel, Strongbear is not only working on this, but Strongbear runs live streams during the week whenever Strongbear is working on features and bugs and updates. And so Strongbear loves you to code along with him, looking over his shoulder. And in fact, Strongbear will be there to answer some of your coding questions related to Unity and audio. And so this is a nice way for any of you to get some coding advice from a super expert at audio and Csound and many other things. Strongbear has a major company that he runs. He's developed software for the French government. He's developed software for BT, Grammy-nominated plugin developers. Strongbear has worked on all kinds of projects in all kinds of areas. So we're talking about a software genius who is, also able to help you in many ways. And so you definitely want to join our Discord, even just to make friends with Strongbear. So
Yeah.
thank you again, Strongbear, for all of the improvements even this week. And
Yeah, thank you.
I'm ready to say goodbye, but Strongbear, maybe some final thoughts, or Zio, thank you for joining first time.
Yeah, thanks, Hero. And we would love to hear your feedbacks and ideas. And I hope you to like see others live streamings of me like doing the live coding, so that once we open source this project, like you could give a hand to make it more usable and more useful to everyone.
So very good. I think that's it for today, maybe. Or if anyone has other comments from the Zoom or whatever.
I think that's about it. Awesome.
Take care,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Have a great weekend, everyone. See you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, bye. Take care.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you.